What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, all right, coming back to Muse. Yes, indeed, Muse Fans Feeling You. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi bop, do me a favor before you do all that stuff. Please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Sergio, Origin of Symmetry 2506, and Archdemon. They all want to see me react to this song by Muse called The Small Print. Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard this song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait, hold it. This song does sound familiar. I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Let's see, this was posted by Mishowbiz. Mishowbiz, yeah, M-I-S-H-O-W-B-I-Z, Mishowbiz, all one word. Take that for what it's worth. And the video has 85,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. The Small Print, Muse, Earl's Court 2004. We're going back over 20 years with this one. No distortion on Matt's voice. Okay. Is there distortion on the original recording? I don't know. I guess I'll have to wait and see how this sounds, I guess. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Ooh, focus, out of focus. Ooh. Ah, yes, the Explorer model. I am so glad I'm hearing this live. If I didn't get a chance to react to this song live for the first time, I would. If this were a studio recording, I would be losing my mind, going, "This song screams live play. Why did I get to react to this live?" Well, I am reacting to it live, and I'm very happy I am. This is one of those songs that if it were me putting together the set list, I would do everything in my power to make sure that a song like this song in particular, is on that set list every single time we play live. This song screams live play. It absolutely does. Between the switching between straight time, double time, halftime feels, the chordal progression, with that ascending chordal progression all the way up to the 6, down to the 4, up to the 5, that just, man, I know that's a bit of a signature for Muse. I know it is, but man, it feels good, especially in a live setting with this type of drive and energy behind it. It doesn't feel slow. It doesn't feel sluggish. It feels good. The energy that's happening, not just from the song, but from the live show as well. Watching everybody on stage, it looks good, sounds good. I have no complaints about this song whatsoever. No distortion on Matt's voice. I'm going to disagree on that. There is a very, very light distortion. It's slight, though. Like, it's hard to hear, but it is there. But it's not blatant. It's not, like, destroying anything. As a matter of fact, I think it's kind of enhancing the vocals in just the right way. So maybe maybe I don't know, maybe the person that uploaded this, maybe they don't hear it. I hear it. And I'm sure a lot of you hear it too. It is there, but it's light. It's very light. On the studio recording, maybe it's a lot more prominent. It's very possible. Or maybe there's been other live performances where they had a much more definitive and defined and obvious distortion patch. It's very possible too. I don't know. But there is like distortion, but I don't have a problem with it. As a matter of fact, I think it adds to the vocal performance. Anyway, let's keep going here. That chunking. Might be going into the next song. And that might be why the video just ended so abruptly. The song didn't end abruptly. The video did. And more than likely it's because it goes into the next song from there. It was fun. It was fun. Not the best song I've ever heard from Muse, but it's from a live performance standpoint, like the type of song that you want to be played live. Oh yeah, it's up there. It's up there for sure. This is a song that deserves and needs to be played live, like, regularly. Well, maybe that'll be a question Muse fans can answer for me. Is this a regular song? I don't remember them playing this song at the show that Mrs. Heretic and I went to. I mean, maybe they did. It's possible they did, and I just don't remember it. But I mean, that night flew by. What a great night that was. Anyway, let me get my thoughts together on this, and I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Muse with a live performance of The Small Print. This was a request from Sergio, Origin of Symmetry 2506, and Archdemon. Okay, there's not a lot to talk about that I didn't talk about during the reaction. So this may be a pretty short review. Let's start with the score and we'll just go with from there and we'll see where the tides take us. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that an 8.1. Yep, 8.1. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, an 8.1. What does that mean? Well, an 8.1 would translate to a great skill rating, so overall, I think this was a great presentation. It would also get 4 out of 5 stars and an A- letter grade. So there you go, an 8.1, great skill rating, 4 out of 5 stars, and an A- letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? So glad you asked. If I'm being honest, the song on its own, I think it's a really good song. It's fun. It's got some great energy, some great drive. The play with feel, switching between, with the double time to the straight time to the half time, back to the double time, back to the straight time, to the half time, to the straight time, to the half time again. They were really playing around with feel quite a bit, but always appropriately, always in places that made sense, and never overusing or underutilizing any of the feel changes that they would do. Like when they would change feel, it wasn't like they did it for like a measure or two and left you going, why bother, At the same time, it never overstayed its welcome either. It's not like it got to the point where it was like, okay, let's change things up. No, they kept it fresh all the way through the song, which I absolutely appreciate. And I love it when bands do that because it shows attention to detail, and it more than that, it shows effort and thought that goes into the songwriting process, which I know Muse fans always tell me that that's one of their strong points, and I see it. I absolutely see it. As far as the chordal progression goes, everything sounded good. Everything made sense. A little typical for Muse songs. I mean, they did all the old, classic, Muse riffs, like starting with the root, going up to the minor 6, going down to the 4, to the 5, it's just stuff like that. But listen, they found something that works for them, and they tried their best to utilize it as much as they can. I don't have a problem with that. I don't, and the reason I don't have a problem with it is because it works. Every single time they do it, it works, and it never sounds old. It never sounds stale. It never sounds overly used. One of the reasons for that is because they do change up they do change up key signatures quite a bit when it comes to their songwriting. If they wrote every single song in E and they did that progression every single time, then you know what? Yeah, it's going to become very noticeable and it's become very old very quick. But because they do play in multiple keys, their songs are always written in multiple key signatures. It does help keep things fresh while at the same time following that formula. So I got no problem with it. It sounds good. Vocally, Matt, typical Muse style vocals. I know the video said no distortion. I'm sorry, I disagree. I could hear distortion clear as day. It was subtle. It wasn't like, taking over and making it sound like, Godzilla with, not having indigestion. It didn't sound like that. But it was noticeable. It was there. So why the video said no distortion on mass vocals, I don't know. I don't get it. Maybe on the studio recording, maybe it's harsher. I don't know. Muse fans, let me know. You all heard the distortion, right? It was very obvious, especially right after I got talking about it, I pushed the play button and it got even more noticeable. Do I think that hurt the vocals? No, I think it definitely added to the vocal performance. I think it added a certain edginess to the vocals. I always warn, musicians, in particular bands with vocalists. Well, most bands have vocals. Not all bands do, but most do. If you're going to use effects on vocals, there should be a reason. There needs to be a reason for it. And for this, I think there was a reason. I think the reason was subtle. Maybe from a storytelling point, it's possible, or maybe just to kind of shake things up during the course of the live performance. I don't know. But here's the thing, it didn't bother me. I think one of the reasons why it didn't bother me is because it was consistent and it wasn't overly utilized. The distortion wasn't so heavy and so thick that you couldn't determine what the pitch was. It was there, but it was there in a very pleasing to the ear way. So I got no issue with it. I know a lot of vocalists in the past have put other effects subtly on their vocals, like chorus or, reverb is a very typical natural thing. But like some people put like a chorus on or a slight delay on there. As long as it sounds good and it's not overwhelming and steals the spotlight away from everything else that's happening within the song, I got no issue with it. I think Chris's bass playing on this was really nice. It was solid. It sounded good. More importantly, though, I think his backing vocals really contributed to the song in a very positive way. I dug what he did, everything he did. Dom's drumming, he was the one responsible for the switching between the fields, between straight time, half time, and double time. He did a fine job with it. Very solid play from him across the board. I will say this, I've heard more impressive songs from Muse. I have, but this song was fun to listen to. And on top of that, the live show was nice to boot. It did help the score a little bit. Not a lot, but it did help a little bit. Stage presence was there. Stage energy was there. Yes, without question, it was there. Stage interaction. No, we didn't have any stage interaction. And I didn't really see, a little bit of attention to crowd. Yeah, Matt did point out to the crowd a couple times. Never mind. Crowd interaction was there. Let's see. Showmanship was there. Yes. Production was there. It's hard to tell with production because this was obviously a produced live video. I couldn't tell. Sometimes with the lighting, I couldn't tell. Like the lighting wasn't always consistent from shot to shot. So I don't know how well the light show was for this. And I know this is early in their career and this wasn't like, the show that Mrs. Heretic and I went to, and we were blown away by the production. This was earlier in their career, so I don't know the extent of their production. And honestly, with all the quick edits in this video, it didn't really help. So I'm going to leave the production blank, but don't worry about it because production's always been bonus points, so I'm not worried about it. Now, overall, the live show did up the score a little. Not a lot, but it did bump it up a little bit. I'm not going to say how much. Let your imaginations run wild. Maybe we were at a 7.9 and we brought up to an 8.1. Maybe we were at 7.6 and it brought up to an 8.1. I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say. Let your imaginations run wild. And to be perfectly honest with you, it doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, we're at an 8.1. So there you go. No, overall, I enjoyed this. It was fun, and that song needs to be played live on a regular basis. I don't know if anybody has any contacts with Muse or has any influence with Muse that watch this channel, but please tell them to make this a regular song in their live set list because it deserves to be played live without question. So yeah, 8.1. I feel good about that score, and that's where we're going to stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have an 8.1, which is a great skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and an A- letter grade. Take your pick. I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then, by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.